Hey watchers, it's me Kumar from DURGASOFT. I'm hereby to discuss about the Selenium concepts. But before the Selenium team, as you know that we required first Java part, I'm going to be talk today is a conditional statements and control statements in Java programming. Okay, so before jump into the direct topic team, let me give you a small introduction about what is a conditional statements. So basically team, conditional statements, why we need, what if we don't have a conditional statement in the Java programming. Okay, so far team, whatever the program we are doing is in my previous videos is a completely a linear programming team, or you can say it's a sequential programming. So what does that mean? It does mean that team, we are going to be execute a line by line. Okay, we are executing the program as a line by line. It's directly executing the program as a line by line team, but oftenly in our work world, we not at all executing the program on the line by line team. We want to execute the program. If certain conditions are met, then you want to execute some piece of code. If certain conditions are not met team, you want to execute some other piece of code. If you want to achieve this type of functionality team, then you need to take the help of obviously conditional statements in the Java programming. If you want to validate anything with the help of programming team, you need to take the help of conditional statements. Okay, so basically team here we have a two types of conditional statements team. One is if and else, other one is switch case team. Okay, so these two are conditional statements in the Java programming. Now today I am hereby to explain about only the first if and else team. I am not at all discussing about the switch case. Okay, so switch case I am going to be cover about coming classes. Let me explain you team first conditional statements logic here. So what if we don't have a conditional statements? Let me create a new project team now. My project name something known as, I'm going to be creating a project name Java project. Click on the next option. I'm selecting this is something known as conditional statements. Okay, so this is what my project name team here. Okay, I'm just saying this new option here. So inside this team, in the last class we already seen about creating a package. Let me create a sample package team here. My package name is com.durgasoft.conditional statements. Conditional statements. Click on the finish option. Perfect. Now let me take an example team. My class name is here is if demo. Hope you're clear. Okay, if demo. Let me click on the finish. The class got created. Okay, let's say team here. Let me execute some statements here. Okay, so let me create some main function here. I'm directly writing a logic here. Inside this main function team here, I'm simply printing 1, 2, something numbers like this. 1. Or I'll be come with the one more use case team here. I just want to compare two numbers team. I need to compare two numbers here. Okay, so what I need to compare? Let me take a new two variables here. Something int x equals to something 20 and int y equals to again 20. I need to validate team here whether x and y both are equal, or x and y are less than, or x is greater than y, or x is less than y, or x is equals to y. This is what the condition I have it. I need to validate this use case. If I want to validate this use case team here, what I need to do is in terms of conditional statements, if you want to validate something, obviously we have only the one way is we need to take the help of conditional statements in the Java programming. So how can I take that? If for writing anything team, you know that you need to be follow the Java coding standards here. If you want to take the help of conditional statements, you need to take the first help of if. The small letters team followed by your condition. This condition is accepting only true or false value. This condition, whatever you are documenting inside the parentheses, you have to document a one condition. That condition should be written either true or false value. If it is written only true or false, then only you can document it. If it is not at all written any true or false value team, you are not able to document. Why it is expecting written true or false? Because if something is written a true or false, then only it will be entered into this block here. Whatever the piece of code we have, it will be executed. Okay, what are the piece of code we have it team, it will be executed. If it is not written anything, it is not able to execute. Okay, so let me explain you here. I just wanted to verify here if x is less than y or x is greater than y or x is something equals to y. You need to take normally team the Java conditional operator concept. Basically team, if you want to validate something team, you have a conditional operators. You can learn by your own team here. Just go to Google, do some R&D on that. What are the conditional operators we have in Java? Okay, so you'll automatically get it team here. We have a hardly 10 or something we have it conditional operators in Java. Okay, so let me tell you here what are the conditional operators we have it. Let me open this team, the basic operators here. Okay, so here we don't have it. So these might be on all these are conditional statement team here. Equals to, not equals to, greater than or is, less than or equals to, less than or greater than. All these are conditional statements. Only something is returning only true or false. Only those values will be allowed in the if block team. Only those values will be allowed in the if block. It's not at all able to allow any other values here. Okay. So see here what are the conditional operators we have it here. So these are all not a conditional operators team. These are all arithmetic operation, plus, minus. You're not able to use these things in the if block. Okay, conditional operators means team. Observe here. These are all something known as a relation. Okay, you can use this equals to or not equals to, less than or greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. You can use these things team. Okay, only the relation operators. Now if I want to compare like x is less than y or something else, I need to take the either conditional or relational operators. Both are typically the same thing. Okay, let me take now team here. I'm taking as a first if. In my I have to follow the condition. As you know, the signature of this is if followed by condition and parenthesis close, and you can open the flower braces because you want to execute some piece of code. If that is matches team, then only your test case is passed, otherwise your test case might be failed, something you have to do it. So you can take this value team here. Now you can apply the logic if x is less than y, then you can simply print team here system.out.println x is less than y. Okay, so we assign the values team x is 20 and y is 20. So do you agree team here x is less than y? Nope, right? The condition is not at all true. So when you say x is less than y, 20 less than y, it might be give you condition is false. Once condition is false team, it's not at all enter into this block, it's not at all execute this piece of code. It's not at all execute this piece of code. So let me execute here. Let me execute this program. If condition is true, then only it will be entered into the block, it will be executed. Okay, just give me a second team. My machine got stuck here, it's got die. Let me execute run as Java application. It is not all executing team here. Just give me a minute. Let me save it. It was completely my keyboard problem here. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, sorry, it was not my keyboard problem. Sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, so see team here. If x is not less than y, right? So I'm expecting it should be print x is less than y. So you might observe team here x is not less than y. It's not at all enter into the block. It's not at all executing any piece of code here. Let me make team here. Now I'm going to come with one more use case here. If x equals to y. Okay, I'm checking another condition team here. Okay, I just want to come with another condition here. That's something as I'm putting as x is equals to y. Another operator here. System.out.println. I'm again documenting here. X is equals to y. Okay, so in this case team here, what will be happen is, let me explain you team. Sorry, I was wrong in here. Let me execute now this program. See team, this time it's got printed x is equals to y. Okay, let me explain what happened. So I have defined a value team, int x is equals to 20 and int y equals to 20 here. I have just applied the condition team here. If x is less than y, I am checking this 20 less than 20. So condition is false team here. When the condition is false here, it's not at all enter into this block. It's not at all executing this piece of code. So I just came with another use case team here, another condition I'm checking here. If x is equals to y, 20 is equals to 20. Yes, condition is satisfied team here. Whenever the condition is satisfied here, it will be entered into this block, it will be execute this piece of code. Okay, so let me explain why we need to take the help of this conditional statements. Basically team, if you want to organize the Java program flow of execution, if you want to organize this Java program execution team here, we need to take the help of conditional statements. Otherwise, it will be going as a sequential programming, line by line execution. But oftenly, we not at all interested about this executing the program line by line team. You have to execute the program only certain conditions are satisfied. Then, how can you validate the conditions with the help of a programming? We need to take conditional statements in the Java programming. We have a if and else. Okay, so observe team here, this if and else is only taking for only if something is a valid, if something is a gives you true, then only it will be entered into this block. If not, it simply come out from the block. Okay, let me take you one more example team here. I have taken as another use case here. If x greater than something y. Okay, I will check one more condition here. So system.out.println team, x is greater than y. Okay, in this case also again it will be print all x is equals to y team. I am checking here how many conditions, hardly 3 conditions. X equals to 20, y equals 20, I send it. I am checking less than condition, checking equals condition, greater than condition. So 20 not less than 20 team, that's why it is not at all executing x is not less than y. 20 is not greater than 20, that is the reason team, it's not at all printing x is not greater than y here. And 20, I am checking one more condition, x equals to y. That means that 20 equals to 20. So this condition is true team here. It simply enter into this block. It will, it is executing this piece of code. So that means team here, by seeing this program, you might notice this here. You are controlling the flow of Java program execution with the help of only conditional statements. If you don't have this conditional statement team, it will be execute only this sequential execution. But earlier, in this case, whatever you something documented team, this is not at all efficient way of writing a program team. That means team here, how many conditions it is checking team here? The Java first start the compile time execution. It's first got checked about this first x less than y condition. Then it's also checked about x equals to condition, and also it got checked about x greater than y conditions. Hope you're clear. So how many conditions we validate here? 3 conditions. If x is not less than y, if x is not equals to y, you don't want to validate the third condition, right team? By default x is greater than y. Hope you might be on the same page. I repeat this statement. So we are checking these 3 conditions here. I am not at all interested about checking the 3 conditions. I want to do the same 3 conditions, but I want to save my compile times. I want to, I don't want to write, n number of, piece of code here. I just want to optimize my code. I am checking 3 conditions here. One is x is less than y. Second condition x is equals to y. Third condition x is greater than y. If x is not less than y, if x is not equals to y, the third case I don't want to validate it, right? Because by default x could be greater than y. If I am checking about this condition team here, what happening is, it is occupying some compile time, execution. I don't want to take the compile time execution team. Without verification also, I can execute this piece of code. Without validating also, I can execute this piece of code. That's something, how can you achieve it? With the help of else statement. With the help of else statement team. Let me explain you now. Let me explain you one more, case I am taking here. SRC, I am taking as a else demo. So I am taking as a main function team. Inside the main function, I am defining one string variable here. String expected result equals to something Selenium. And I am taking one more variable here. String actual result equals to again Selenium. Now I just want to compare team here. If expected result equals to actual result, then only I want to print now system.out.println my test case is pass. Okay team, test case is pass. Okay, if not, I want to execute even my test case fail also. If it is not at all, if expected result equals to not at all equals to actual result team, then I want to execute some other piece of code, that's something known as test case is fail. Okay, let me document now here. So test case is pass. If I am making a Selenium 1, 2, 3 team here, it's not at all printing Selenium 1, 2, 3. It should, at least it should be notifying me. Boss, both are not at all equal, so your test case is fail. It should be notifying me. But in the before this case team here, it's not at all notifying me here. It's not at all notifying me. So without validating this stuff, I want to execute some other piece of code. That's something you can do team with the help of else block. I'm checking only something, only expected and actual result. If both are equal, then execute this piece of code. If both are not equal, then execute this piece of code. That's something known as, so see here, test case is fail. Okay, test case pass or test case fail. Hope you're clear team. Okay, might be getting as a compile time error. What's the reason? See here, test case fail. If expected result, let me verify this. It's got clear. It's got clear. It's not clear. That's not clear. Then why I am getting error here? Okay, it's clear now. So here, now observe this program team. So it's automatically executing now test case fail. In the earlier statement team, it's not at all giving anything. Now we are validating only once. With the help of validating one statement team, the two ways. If equal, execute some piece of code. If not equal, execute some other piece of code. That's something we are getting from only with the help of conditional statements in the Java programming. Okay, this is the help of else block team here. If you take another else block here, without validating the stuff also, you can execute some piece of code. Without validating the code, you can execute some other block of code team. That's something we can achieve with the help of else. Hope you might be clear. Now let me execute this same example team here. I'm checking first if x is less than y. If x is less than y, I'm going to be checking one more condition. That's something known as team else if x is equals to y. If x is not less than y, if x is not equals to y, I don't want to check this condition team. If checking means compiler might be take some fraction of seconds right here. Even I'm not at all interested about occupying that seconds. Without selecting this one, I want to execute some piece of code without validating it because I know the expected result. This is not at all efficient way of writing a program. You can still optimize this code without validating the stuff also. You can execute directly with the help of else block. The third case team you might observe here. First case I'm verifying it. Second case I'm verifying it. The third case I'm not at all verifying it. Directly it's got printed else system.out.println and direct x is greater than y. Okay, let me make team here. I'm going to be making something x equals to 25 here and y is 20. So obviously team here x is greater than y here. See, by default it's got executed. But there is no condition here. You might notice this. There is no condition for x is greater than y. I am not at all executing. I am not at all validating here. Without validating as well, we can execute that piece of code. Internally what I am doing team here, I am saving my compile time execution time. Right? I am saving here Java compiler no need to care about the third condition. Without verifying the third condition, I am executing it. If I if I am validating something team, it might be take some fraction of seconds. I don't want to interest about verifying it. The reason is if x is not less than y, if x is not equals to y, then obviously it should be x is greater than y. For that I don't want to verify it. So without verifying also team, I can execute. That's something we can achieve with the help of only if and else statements. Okay, this is all about conditional statement team. This concept we are frequently using in our WebDriver team. If you want to make your test case pass or fail, obviously you need to take the help of directly if and else. For every test case team, we're going to be taking the verification point is if and else. This is what the syntax. If, then followed by parenthesis, condition goes. If condition is valid, it will be execute this piece of code. If condition is not valid team, it will be go to outside of the block. Whatever we have, it will execute that piece of code. So this is all about conditional statements in the Java programming. Okay, we can write even nested if and nested else also team. We can document that something else. That's something in our programming. Those examples we're gonna be cover during our WebDriver course team. Okay, I just want to make sure you that here only how you going to be decide this conditional statements, how you going to be define control statements concept. Okay, so going forward I'm going to be cover about some more examples on this nested if statements as well. Let me move into the another concept team now, that's something known as a control statements. Let me explain about control statements. So just now we seen about conditional statements team. Conditional statements is nothing but it's a one way of control the Java program execution, right? We have a one more two team control the Java program execution using control statements. So basically when we go for conditional, when we go for control. Conditional means, as you know that if you want to validate, if you want to check something, then you need to take the help of conditional statements. Control statements means team, when we need to take control statements, you have to take this, control statements when you want to execute some piece of code repeatedly. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say team here, we need to add 1 to 10 numbers. We need to add 1 to 10 numbers team. If you want to add 1 to 10 numbers team here, how are we going to be document this stuff? 1 to 10 numbers. We're going to be simply documenting here 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So keep documenting something like this team. I'm saying is a dot 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 and plus 10. This is what something we are doing it. So adding 1 to 10 numbers, it could be pretty easy. We can simply add it through our programming. Assume that there is a use case. We want to add 1 to 10,000 numbers. If you want to add 1 to 10,000 numbers team, can we document the program like this? 1 plus 2 plus up to the 10,000, can you document like this? No, it's not possible. It could be nightmare for us. Agree team? It could be obviously nightmare for us. We're not able to document up to 1 to 10,000 numbers. But there is a high priority test case in your application. You have to add 1 to 10,000 numbers. Then what you gonna do? So in this case team, you need to execute some piece of code repeatedly. If you want to execute some piece of code repeatedly team, by using control statements you can achieve it. By using control statements team you can achieve it. So basically here we have a 3 types of control statements team here. The first one we have is for. The second one we have is while. And the third one we have is team do while. Okay. The first I'm going to be explaining about now for and while team. Do while I will be coming with the one more example later on. So let me explain first for and while team. For while loop, these are also known as loops as well in our programming. Okay. For you can use this syntax. For then followed by parenthesis. Within the parenthesis team, you can document something. Your loop start value, colon and loop end value, and you can write something loop increment or decrement. Okay. So loop increment or decrement. These are the syntax team. This is what the syntax. Okay. Once this condition is loop end value means we are going to be apply as a condition. Some people saying that initialization, condition and increment or decrement. Some people saying this loop start value, loop end value, increment or decrement. Okay. Both are typically for the same thing team now. Now my requirement is I just want to print 1 to 10 numbers. I don't want to write 1 to 10 lines of program team without writing this 1 to 10 lines of code. By using these conditional statements you can optimize your code. Okay, let me take you now conditional for demo. Okay, so I'm going to be creating one more package team here. This is something known as com.durgasoft.control statements. Okay, I'm taking as an for demo team here. For demo, perfect. So let me take team. My use case is print 1 to 10 numbers. Okay, let me take this. Sorry, 1 to 10 numbers. Okay. So I'm taking directly the main function. Inside the main function team. Inside the main function. So I'm just defining first. I want to initialize my value team int I equals to 1. I want to print team up to n numbers 1 to 10. We can take this for block team followed by, let me document the syntax here. For followed by loop start value, right? Loop end value, colon, loop increment or decrement. This is what something you need to take. Right? Loop start value, loop end value and loop increment or decrement. Now you can take this example team here. Directly going to be start like for block and my start value is loop start value is I equals to 1. So I'm defining directly I equals to 1. My end value, I want to print 10. So you don't want to directly say I equals to 10 team. You need to apply a condition here. You need to apply a condition directly, I less than or equals to 10 or less than 10, something like this. Once reaches then I plus plus. Let me explain here. I plus plus is nothing but team I equals to I plus 1. I plus plus is nothing but I equals to I plus 1. This is what something. Okay, I plus plus is another words team. I equals to I plus 1 here. Now see here team. So internally first I is holding a 1 number here. For I equals to 1, this is our first loop start value. I less than or equals to 10 end value, and loop increment or decrement. Every time I am incrementing by 1. So now take here system.out.println here. I am simply writing as an I. If I am writing as an I team here, it will be print up to 10 numbers. How it is possible? How it's happening? The reason team here, first it started with I as a 1 and it verifies the code I less than or equals to 10. That means that 1 less than or equals to 10 condition got satisfied. It prints the value, it is incrementing the value by 1. So it's print the 1 team, then increment in the value by 1, 1 plus 1, 2. Now I equals to 2 team here. 2 less than or equals to 10. Condition got satisfied. It's keep on incrementing the value team. It will be automatically having the latest value. It will be verify that latest value with the condition check like 10. Now 2 less than or equals to 10 team. Again 2 is less than 10. Condition got satisfied. It's got printed directly 2. Okay, and incrementing the value by 1, 3 now. 2 plus 1 is a 3. So 3 again checking the condition, 3 less than 10, condition got satisfied, print the value, increment in the value by 1. It's keep printing like this team until I reaches 10. Once I reaches 10 team, you check in this condition here, 10 less than or equals to 10. 10 less than or equals to 10, yes, condition got satisfied. 10 less than or equals to, I am not saying that less than. Less than or equals to means it might be a less than or it might be a equal. So again we have a equal team. So 10 less than or equals to 10, condition got satisfied, it prints the 10. And after that team it is incrementing the value by 1 team. Now 10 plus 1, 11. So 11 less than 10, condition false. It simply come out from the block. It terminates the block now. Okay. This is what their execution. If I want to print 1 to 100 numbers team, yes, you can print it. So 1, then you can keep as apply as 100 numbers. So see here, it's keep printing like this, 1 to 100 numbers. There is a use case now. I want to print 100 to 1. So you might be wonder team like this, do we have an increment operator, Kumar? So same like, do we have any decremental operators? Yes, we have it. We can simply define team now first. I equals to 100 here, and I greater than or equals to something, let's say 1, and I minus minus. So minus team, it will be increment every time minus the value. Let me execute now. So this time it's got printed from 100 to 1. This is completely up to your logic team. These things you will be learned based on your practice, based on your the effort you are putting it in our programming. But basically team, descriptive programming is nothing but in our WebDriver, as per my experience I am saying the team. So we are going to be used mostly this conditional statement, control statements. There is a concept called method with return types, method with the passing arguments, and using the collection framework. This is all about completely descriptive programming. If you know about this stuff team, you can play with Selenium, I'll promise you. So these things will be learned based on your practice team. So better spend some time on these requirements, try to familiar with all these concepts. Just now we seen about just in a loop team here, how to write a for loop, how to increment or how to decrement. Maybe sometimes you want to require about, I want to print 1 to 10 numbers, or 1 or something 10 or 20, 30, 40, you want to increment by multiples of 10. Yes, you can do that. So how can I do that? Let me take you now. Print multiples of 10 is my class name. Okay. So let me take now main function. Inside the main, I'm going to be documenting now directly a for block. For you can initialize the variable wherever you want directly. Int I equals to 0, I less than or equals to 100, and every time it incrementing by plus I equals to I plus 10. We can apply it like this team. That means that every time it is incrementing by 10. System.out.println. Now you can say simply I. I equals to, see here, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like this. Okay, if you want something, text also, you can do it the text as well, team. Here I equals to plus I. Okay, let me execute this program again. See here, I equals to 0, I equals to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like this. You can increment the values like this. Okay, team, hope you're clear. And we also write even nested for loops also, team. As and when the required comes under picture in the WebDriver, team, I'm going to be taking this nested for loops as well. That is something I'm going to be covering in the coming classes. Okay, now this is all about for demo, team. Let me talk about even while also. While also having the same example, team, here. While also having the same condition here. You can document something while, and you can document your condition. If your condition is true, then it will be entered into this block. It will execute this piece of code. If condition is not true, team, it simply come out from the block. Okay, so now let me take in a even while example as well, team. Here I just want to print 1 to 10 numbers. While example, while demo. So let's take an example, team. Here main function, inside the main function, team, I am defining int I equals to 1. I just want to check even 1 to 10. By using a for block, you can execute some piece of code repeatedly. By using a while loop also, you can execute some piece of code repeatedly. So now you might be have a question, when we go for when we go for while. These things I will be explaining about coming classes. Okay, no need to worry about it. Or else I am putting in your plate, team, just do some R&D on that. So if you are not able to clear now, in the coming classes anyhow I will explain you. Just I am telling you now, what is the major difference between for and while. When we go for the for, when we go for the while. Just I am putting in your plate, team. Make this as a kind of a question and do some R&D on that. Let me explain you now. While demo. While, then condition. My condition is, team, here I something less than or equals to 10. I want to print I. Okay, so what is the output of this program, team? We are expecting something kind of, whenever we execute this, it will be print up to 1 to 10. But you may be wonder, team, here if I execute this program, it's keep printing only 1, 1, 1, 1. You might notice this, right? There is no endpoint here. Directly it is executing only 1, 1, 1, 1 n number of times. So what is the reason behind this, team? You're not able to stop it even. I'm forcefully terminating my program, team, by clicking on the red option here, terminate option. You might notice this. I'm forcefully terminating this. Perfect. Let me go to this now. Why? Why it is happening, team, here? It's checking first time int I equals to 1. 1 less than or equals to 10. Condition got satisfied. It printing the I. There is no increment or there is no decrement. And again while 1 equals to 10, checking the condition true, it's printing 1. Again I equals to 1, checking the condition, it's printing the 1. It's keep on printing the 1, team. The reason behind is we don't have any increment or decrement. Now let me add some increment or decrement, team, here. For the while for block, whenever you know about the condition, in the condition itself you are applying the conditional operators, increment or decrement. But in the while block, team, here you just write a condition here. So once you program, in the end of the while block only you can document your conditions, increment or in the end of the while block. Okay, this is what while block. In the end of the block you are documenting here incrementing or decrement stuff, team. Let me execute now. See here 1 to 10. Okay, this is all about while example, team. Here you can take a while, you can write your condition, write your piece of code, whatever you want to execute repeatedly, and apply the increment or decrement values. Okay, if condition is true, team, it will be execute that piece of code. If condition is not true or if something gives you false, it forcefully terminate your program. It's coming to out of this block. Hope you might be clear, team. So in this example, just we seen about conditional examples as well as control examples, team. Here basically we have a conditional statement is if and else, and control statements we have is for, while and do while. But we seen about only the for and while, team. Coming class I am going to be talking about even do while also example. Okay, hope you might be clear. Let me give you major difference between when we go for the conditional, when we go for the control. Conditional statements we need to take the help of only when you want to validate something, you need to take the help of conditional. Control statements means, team, if you want to execute some piece of code repeatedly, you need to take the help of control statements. During our WebDriver programming, team, for every test case, we keep on using these conditional statements and control statements, team. So if you're not able to understand clearly now, you can just try to catch me on the WebDriver use cases. Okay, this is all about today's class, team. Hope you might be clear about these concepts. If you have any questions, please follow me on DURGASOFT Selenium trainings. Okay, thank you so much.